Finally, I have the news that you've all been waiting for. Just over a year ago, in March 2022, I reported that the Sonova Group, who own popular hearing aid brands such as Phonak and Unitron, acquired the consumer division of Sennheiser. And the big question is, why is this so important for the hearing technology industry? Well, later that year, after 5 years of consultations and a huge amount of work, the FDA announced the go-ahead for OTC hearing aids. Now, I won't bore you with the details on OTC hearing aids again, as it isn't the focus for today's video. But if you did want to know more about over-the-counter hearing aids and what that means for the hearing tech industry in the US, I have a couple of comprehensive videos which I'll link in the description to today's video. So why did Sennheiser's entry into the OTC space get me particularly excited? If you're one of the 30 million people in the US suffering with hearing loss but not wearing hearing aids, my hope is that with Sennheiser's strong branding, this will result in more of you looking into hearing tech and managing your hearing loss. So I've drawn this out a little bit. What is my big news for you today? Last month, the Sennheiser Sonova Calibration announced their first over-the-counter hearing aids. You heard me correctly, over-the-counter hearing aids, plural. Both of these hearing devices are branded under the popular consumer brand Sennheiser. So get ready to meet the Sennheiser All Day Clear and All Day Clear Slim. As I get started, guys, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with any new content. These debut over-the-counter hearing aids from Sennheiser are fully loaded with features that combine the convenience of self-fitting with the option of a professional support hearing care package, similarly to that approach that Jabra came up with when they released their Jabra Enhance Plus hearing aids, meaning that for an extra fee, you can take them to an audiologist and they'll be able to look after them and give you some face-to-face support. Now, as with all OTC hearing aids, they've been designed to cater for those with a perceived mild to moderate early stage hearing loss, with a range of clever features which I'll cover in the rest of today's video. Now, if you ask me my first opinion on these, I actually think that Sennheiser are a little bit late to the OTC party compared to other manufacturers that were essentially waiting on the sidelines for the FDA to legalize over-the-counter hearing aids. However, on this occasion, I actually think that this was a good thing. Why? Well, they've actually looked at the OTC releases from everybody else, such as the Sony CRE family, the Jabra Enhance Plus, Eargo's 6s and 7s, the Lexi powered by Bose, and the HP Hearing Pros, etc., etc. They've then looked at the mistakes that they've made and also hopefully watched some of my reviews looking at the pros and cons of every one of these devices. And then they've used that to take their first OTC tech to the next level. So what do I particularly like about this OTC hearing aid technology? Firstly, rechargeability. This seems like such a basic feature in 2023, but of the OTC devices that I listed earlier, only a few of them are rechargeable. And of the ones that are, oddly, only a couple of them will last for a full day. Fortunately for you, Sennheiser have joined them, and a single 3-hour charge will give you a full 16 hours of battery life. So this should work from the moment that you get up until the moment you go to sleep. Secondly, automation. Sennheiser are boasting that by utilizing Sonova's 75 years worth of experience in the hearing technology space, their users can expect clear, vibrant sound and seamless optimization of dialogue. This includes some quite clever features such as intelligent scene detection, which is designed to monitor your environment for optimal speech and musical experiences. Now, this does all sound a little bit too good to be true, right? I guess we'll find out. As far as I'm aware, there are currently a set in the mail en route to me, and I'll put them through their paces as soon as they arrive and give you a full review. So make sure you subscribe as not to miss it. Thirdly, their style. As I mentioned earlier, these OTC hearing aids are available in 2 different designs, the All Day Clears and the All Day Clear Slims. Now, Sennheiser haven't yet revealed if there's any difference in terms of features between the 2 of them. However, from a physical point of view, if I compare them to their prescription counterparts, they look an awful lot like the Slim Lumity and the Lumity Rs. The great thing about this receiver in canal style of hearing aid is that it's similar to the Lexi powered by Bose OTC hearing aids. And from my point of view, it's far easier to overcome what we call the occlusion effect. Whereas with all of the other OTC hearing aids out there, the occlusion effect is a serious concern that I have. And to be honest, one that I don't think all OTC hearing aid manufacturers have thought about. Now, the fourth and the final thing I like about them is their user experience. Setting them up and customizing the Sennheiser All Day Clears is possible from the comfort of your own home using their All Day Clear app. This is available on both iOS and Android, and Sennheiser state that it's possible to completely personalize your device in less than 5 minutes. The app also allows additional features such as personalized sound profiles, so things you can make yourself, wind noise management, and even Bluetooth music and podcast streaming from your cell phone. Oddly, but I don't understand why, Sennheiser haven't yet stated whether it will be possible to stream phone calls, but my intuition is telling me that it will be. So what's in the box? Each purchase of the Sennheiser All Day Clear or All Day Clear Slims comes with a set of hearing aids, a charging case and an accessory kit. And for those of you that value the peace of mind that a local hearing care professional can provide, there's the option to purchase the in-clinic care package. However, if you do prefer the DIY approach, the All Day Clear app is designed to be effortless without the need to see an audiologist, which is in fact the whole purpose, in my opinion, of over-the-counter hearing aids. I feel that this is a milestone launch by Sonova, signifying an important strategic goal in their mission to provide Sennheiser-branded hearing solutions to those with hearing loss at the early stages of their journey, which there's a lot of demand for, and I'm all for any tech that does a decent job and results in more of you out there taking care of your ears. These will be available from mid-July for between $1,400 to $1,500 a pair, and I'll add a link in the description when they're available. Sonova are also offering a 45-day risk-free trial for you to try them out and see how you get along with them. As I mentioned earlier, make sure that you subscribe to be notified as soon as I get my hands on a pair, and I'll give them a full review. If you like this video, then go ahead and click like so more people know I exist. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them beneath this video. I do try to get back to as many people as possible. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.